Alrighty guys, welcome to yet another episode of my Let's Play of the full version of the crew, and in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the cars from the Vintage Pack. Now, we actually have one more DLC pack left to go, and so yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. Alright, so here we are with the Corvette C2. This is actually reminiscent to that of the Stingray. This thing actually looks really good. I really like this car. The pop-up headlights look really nice. The interior is just astonishing. I mean, look at this. This is such a retro interior. If it's even got that little analog clock on top of the dash. So let's take it for a test drive. I'm interested to see how good this thing is. In fact, this is actually the car. This is actually when I test drive it. I test drive this car when they actually quote-unquote ninja patched this thing, because before this was actually a pretty good car. The C2 was a good car, but then they actually made it worse for some reason. And so yeah, let's see how this little vintage thing rocks. And ooh, it's not bad. I was expecting far worse from it. I was really expecting far worse. I mean, it understeers, yeah, it understeers a little bit. It feels a little limited in its turning radius because it's an old car after all. And so yeah, look at these interiors. Look at this interior. It's so cool. I like those gauges. Of course, when you drive this thing, it feels kind of slow. Now, this is a cool car after all. I love Corvettes, but yeah. I mean, I would most definitely, if I were to pick one of these cars, I would take the Corvette. One of these Corvettes, I would take this Corvette, the C2, because it's more interesting. Or the C3. I mean, I like all these cars from the pack. Let's just say that. I like all of these. This is actually the only pack where I can't decide which one I want to actually get. And as you can see, the lap time's not very good. It's not as fast as the Silliness 7 that I tested in the last episode. Or supposed last episode. I don't know which episode this is going to be. It might be much later to that of the previous episode where I tested the Silliness 7 not too long ago. And stuff. The Silliness 7 on the other cars from the Speed Pack. Yeah, Speed Pack. And so yeah, I mean, like I said, I like this car. But I don't really want it. Let's just say that. And I kind of messed up in my cornering over there because I feel like this thing is going to understeer throughout all the corners. But it's not. It's surprisingly planted. And I messed up the front pop-up headlights a little. So it's kind of cool that some of these classic cars have pop-up headlights. It's kind of nice that they brought that back because Need for Speed World had this car and it didn't have the pop-up headlights. And pretty good lap time. Now we're going to abort this thing and we're going to try out the C3 Corvette. So I'll see you guys back in a bit. Alrighty, now here is the C3 Corvette. Looks pretty nice. Kind of looks a bit like a frog at the front with its pop-up headlights and stuff. And it's got side-mounted exhaust. It looks pretty cool. There's actually an oil bottle sitting underneath it. But what is that? Is that a little... What are those little portions underneath the bumper? I don't know what those are. And here is the interior. Pretty basic interior. Nothing special. It's an old Corvette after all. There's nothing too special about it. I like the C2 Corvette's interior a lot more. And I'm not trying to bash this thing for having a bad interior. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad car. I mean, I love this thing. It's a really good car.
Got to take a lot of punishment.
Zoe, you drunk. Go home. This is not a rate spec car. This thing has no rate spec tuning. She said push that thing. This thing, that rate spec has to take a lot of punishment. This is not a rate spec car. It has a perf spec kit only. Girl, get your facts straight. Let's see. I'm just messing around. But yeah, this thing doesn't handle too bad as well. It handles slightly worse than that of the C2 because it's got more power. And that causes it to run a little bit more wider in the corners. Girl, get out of the way. And surprisingly, these classic Corvettes actually don't handle too bad. I was expecting them to be far worse. About the level of the Silliness 7 in terms of handling. But surprisingly, these cars are actually pretty good. Kudos to Chevy for making such a pretty good handling classic car. Or they could have nerfed it as well. Also, I'm using full assist steering with the... Hello, my name is Jeffrey. Yeah, that's a Black Panther Fail. Black Panther reference. I'm subscribed to him on YouTube, and when he was customizing this thing for perf spec, he customized it. He put a front bumper on it that made it look like maybe a person or whatever. It looked like it had glasses, and he's like, "Hello, my name is Jeffrey." And so yeah, it's kind of funny. Oh, I forgot to show you the interior. As you can see, interior's basic. Like I said, it's nothing too special. I mean, it looks cool. The lighting effects on the gauges are pretty darn cool, I do have to say. But yeah. And like I said, if I were to take any one of these cars in this pack, I would not be able to have a choice. The choice would be really, really difficult for me. I'd have to think about it for a couple of days to decide which car I really, really want to take if I only had an option to buy one. And pretty good lap time. Now let's abort it. And now we're finally going to get to the final car, which is not a vintage car, but it's got a vintage history. And that is the Spyker C8, I think. Oh my god, look at this beautiful, beautiful Spyker. And like I said, Spyker C8 Aileron looks pretty darn cool. I remember the C12 being really cool. Ooh, it's a cool interior. Very nice interior, I like it. It's green. And yeah, that's what you see out of the back. What did I say? It's like Spyker whatever, I forgot what it was called. It's a Spyker C8, I know that. And looks cool. I like it. Spykers are cool. Like I said, doesn't really have much of a place in this pack. But in terms of its history, it's got a very, very classic history. Which is why this car sort of fits into this pack. Now in terms of handling, this car handles pretty darn well. I like it. Well, of course, it's not like the vintage cars or whatever. It feels like one of those vintage cars. In fact, it kind of handles a little worse than the vintage cars, which is surprising because this is a newer car. I think that this thing would handle better. And driving an interior view. The hell? What do you mean? And the interior, like I said, looks pretty cool. But I think in real life it would not have a green interior. I think it would have an green interior illumination. But I may be wrong. I think it's just a solid white green interior illumination. This is just assuming that from TDU2 because it had a white interior glow. But yeah, I like this thing. It's a very nice car. And surprisingly, I set a pretty fast lap time of this thing on the first trial already. The Corvettes were actually setting like more than a minute long, maybe like 1 minute and 5 seconds, but this thing set like an exact 1 minute lap time. Whew, okay, save that. Didn't fail that. And so yeah, like I said, I like it. You just gotta be a bit more careful with it in the corners, and it's only available for per spec. I really would have liked to seen this thing available for circuit spec maybe, because I don't know, it would look cool. And it also fits in to the theme of this pack as well because it kind of looks like a fish with that big gaping mouth that it has, and the Corvette C3 kind of looks like a frog. So I guess all the cars in this pack look like animals. I don't know, some kind of an animal. And so yeah, handling is really darn good and pretty good lap time. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, give the video a like and stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one where I'll be reviewing the raid cars. So I can't wait for that because the McLaren F1's in there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.